Whitaker, and I am from the 6th Ward, and I'm going to be trekking for my grandpa Mike, my mom's dad. He died before I was born, but I love hearing stories about the great example he was and how much he served. Like one time, he called up my mom and said that she needed to pack up all the food from their house except for what they needed for dinner, because there was a ward, or family in their ward who was going hungry. And again, I'm Marie Whitaker, and I'm going on trek.
I'm Scott James. I'm from the 2nd Ward. I am trekking for my 3 times great grandfather, Edmund Lovell Ellsworth. I'm trekking for him because he was a captain of one of the handcar companies, and I want to follow his example in his leadership because of the things that he had to do both spiritually and physically for the people in his company. I want to take his example and apply it to my life as I prepare to go on my mission. I want to be able to face the challenges in my life and overcome them through the power of the Lord. And I'm Scott James, and I'm going on trek.
I'm Rebecca Robertson. I'm from the 2nd Ward, and I am trekking for Emma Louisa Burrell. She was my great-great-grandmother, and she lived in England, and she joined the church because of some missionaries. People would go around and tell her not to open her door because the missionaries were coming, but she was really curious, and so she opened her door one day, and she decided to join the church. And later, when she was already a member, she would have dreams about people that needed to have their temple work done, and so that was really cool for me to learn about. Once again, I'm Rebecca, and I'm going on trek.
I'm Zach McDougall, and I'm from Glenmoor 7th Ward, and I'm trekking for Rhoda Slade. And she showed a lot of faith on her trek over here. On the boat ride over here, she had a dress because her family was very rich, and so they couldn't afford a lot of dresses. And she had one dress in particular that she liked a lot, and it was down in the bottom of the ship. And they got a hole in their ship, and it started to fill with water. And she prayed just to make sure that her ship would be that her dress would be okay. And she showed so much faith that when they found it, like, her dress was one of the only things that wasn't damaged by water, and it was okay. And she showed a lot of faith, and it inspired me. And I'm Zach McDougall, and I'm going on trek.
I'm Erin Hurst. I'm from the Glenmoor 3rd Ward, and I'm trekking for Albert Swain. He's my great-great-grandfather on my mom's side. And when they left their home, they were in wagons, but their wagon burned down just a few days after they were out there. And so they had to carry their stuff, the stuff that other people couldn't carry for them. And he had polio, so he had a bad leg, and the people that drove the cattle, they felt bad for him, so they let him ride with them on their horses. And he learned really bad language, which is kind of funny, but I think that it's really cool, and he's my grandpa's namesake, and my grandpa's really special to me, so I just thought it was a really cool story. I'm Erin Hurst, and I'm going on trek.
I'm Sean Smith, and I'm from the Glenmoor 8th Ward, and I'm trekking for Robert Lesser Smith. He's my dad's dad, and my dad never knew him as a child. He only met him once, but he was part of the U.S. military during World War II, and he went to Normandy, and he was a tank commander. And during the war, he went through 3 tanks. One blew up, and he was the only survivor, crawled out the bottom, and went to another tank. That one blew up, and he crawled out, was one of 2 survivors, went to another tank, and then finally made it up over Normandy with that last tank. And I never knew him, my dad never knew him, so I kind of feel like I want to go for someone that shaped my life in a way because he's my grandpa, and I still don't know him. So I'm going for him because I want to get to know him a little bit before things go before in heaven. And once again, I'm Sean Smith, and I'm going on trek.
I'm Holly Talbot. I'm from the Glenmoor 5th Ward, and I will be trekking for Christina McNeil. She's my 7th or 8th great grandmother, and she was in the Willie Handcart Company, and I just think it's cool, and I'll be trekking for her story. I'm Holly Talbot, and I'm going on trek.
Hi, I'm David Schilling from the 6th Ward, and I'm trekking for my dad because as I've been digging into family history, I don't really have very many pioneer ancestors. I just don't have them. But my dad is a convert from New Jersey, and it's been a real inspiration to me to see the strength that he has and his ability to kind of go against his upbringing, because his mother really wasn't very happy when he decided to leave the Catholic Church. And just his strength to do it anyway and to persevere through it, and also how well he knows the scriptures and his ability to dig in and find answers and to truly learn and internalize and seek the best things from the book. So I'm David Schilling, and I'm going on Trek.
Okay. I'm Aubrey Carter, I'm from the 7th Ward, and I'm trekking for William Bell. And William Bell, he was from my mother's side. He came across the plains, but it wasn't like that hard, you know, it wasn't from like all the big fancy places, but he did go back to save the Willie Handcart Company, and so he also was a carpenter, and he stayed back to help people with their carts, and he also made the eagle at the Eagle Gate downtown and a couple of desks for Brigham Young, and I just think it was really nice nice of him to go down and help the pioneers come back up the winter, and that's basically it. He wasn't all that fancy, he just saved a couple of people and made desks. And that's what I'm trekking for. I'm Aubrey Carter, and that's all, folks.
My name is Jared Clavel. I'm from the 10th Ward. I'm trekking for my grandpa, Jack Jorgensen, and I'm trekking for him because I never really met him because he died when my mom was 16, and he's always been a good example for me, like for the stories I've heard, and like he would take care of my grandma when she had strokes, and so he'd always be there for her and just be a good example for my mom and for future kids. And so I'm Jared, and I'm going on Trek, so you should too.
I'm Jordan Jensen, I'm from the 10th Ward, and I am trekking for Ann Pennington Booth, who is my 4 times great-grandmother. She actually died along the trail on the way to Salt Lake, and a couple of my family members were able to go back to Wyoming where they think she was buried, and they fasted and prayed about it and found the spot approximately where they think she was buried. And when I was a little bit younger, I was able to go and visit that spot and see the headstone, and it was an overwhelming spirit of just perseverance and hard work from her, and it just makes me want to be strong like her. And so I'm Jordan Jensen, I'm going on Trek, and you should too.
Hi, I'm Kyle Agron, I'm from the 4th Ward, and I'm trekking for my sister McKenna. She was handicapped from birth, and she could never walk or talk or really move at all, and she died when she was 13, I was 11. I decided to trek for her because I couldn't really think of any people or stories from my family history that I really could connect with as much, and I decided since McKenna could never walk in this life or talk, it would be kind of cool if I could take her along with me on this trek and kind of feel her spirit and hopefully, you know, have a good experience for both of us. I'm Kyle, and I'm going on Trek.